you. I just want to go live. Going live. Wait a minute. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? We are live. Hello everyone, welcome to Madrid United. Welcome to the last summer live stream. I'll go into that in a minute. Obviously, I just wanted to say, I know in the title there, that, and obviously in my thumbnail, that Paul was supposed to be with us tonight. I've got Ant there on Skype call, but Paul was supposed to be with us tonight and he had a bit of a family emergency last minute today, so sadly he won't be with us. Ant is obviously here though as well, just to go over everything that has happened this week, especially this weekend, because there's a lot to go over. So Ant, how are you doing, mate? You all settled in, ready for this?
All ready, mate. You okay?
Yeah, not too bad, mate, not too bad. So yes, obviously I did want to go ahead with and carry on with what's actually in my little thumbnail poster there, the title of the video. Obviously David De Gea looks like he's pretty much signed, sealed and delivered in terms of his new contract, which would basically be him committing the rest of his career to Man United. But just before we've come on live, it's actually been, well, I said this happened last week, and I was talking about this last week, and apparently last week Harry Maguire was 3 days away from having a completion, deal done, medical at Carrington, so on and so forth. Same time exactly as last week, and nothing happened through the week. But again tonight, I think it's Bleacher Report and The Independent have jumped on this as well, that Harry Maguire is even closer now. A fee has been agreed with the clubs. This was basically the stumbling block last week. Well, we all heard that Maguire was signing last week, but then it came out on Sky Sports News that obviously United weren't at the valuation that Leicester had set, but now apparently that is what's been broke today. At the clubs have actually met with prices, agreement is in place, and this deal is imminent. What do you take from that? I don't know. Last week I was excited, then I looked like an idiot because the deal didn't happen. And obviously I didn't speak to you last week regarding this. And Maguire, player for you, player not for you. I think you've said to me before he would obviously fit right into our defence. He would go in ahead of any of our defenders, or by Victor Lindelof mainly. But for me, it's a definite yes for a signing. How you see Maguire fitting into this team if it is actually going to happen?
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. I think Maguire fits perfectly into our setup. He's a lot better than what we've got at the moment. Well, it's not to say a lot what we've got at the moment, but it fits straight in. It's the price tag. It's a bit pricey, 80 million, because he's not an £80 million player. But, and again, that's the market these days. You buy an English centre-half, and you're always going to pay over the odds for English players. But in terms of him, he's what we need. He can bring the ball out. He can pass. He's good in the air. He's strong. He's better than basically smaller than Jones, the Chuckle Brothers, what they are like. But in terms of what we need, we're going the right way with signing Maguire. And hopefully, once Maguire's signed, then we can move on to Bruno Fernandes. And then we are set for the season, but we're still missing on that right side as well, right winger. But going into the season, if Maguire and Bruno Fernandes come in, I'd be happy to start the season with that.
Yeah, that's it. That's definitely it. Yeah, quick, few people have just jumped in there. Quick shout out to Saeed, my guy there. Obviously, I do a lot of work with Saeed on United Stand. He's jumped onto my comments there. Click on that guy's link there on his channel, guys. Don't forget to follow him, United Central. Great channel, works alongside me with a lot of stuff for the United Stand. Him and Mr. Man United Aaron do a lot of work with me. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the shout out, Saeed. Obviously, Christina is a consistent commenter on mine. Philip Burtonwood, you're in there as well. Robinson, you're there as well, mate. I see you all jumping in there. I just wanted to give you a quick shout out because I don't get a chance to often because there's that much to talk about. But there's a quick shout out for you, and I will come back to some comments of everyone's as well a bit later on in the video as well. But yeah, so what do we all think? I think pretty much from the comments that I've got there already about Harry Maguire and what people are saying, they're going to take it with a pinch of salt so far. It could just be speculation again. In terms of Bleacher Report, I don't know too much about it. I've had a quick look on in terms of are they reputable, are they not? I mean, he does half decent following on there on Twitter, but it's just, again, it's like, who do we trust? Who do we know is actually reputable in terms of these rumours or these stories breaking. We don't know, but there can't be any more. There's got to be some fire with this smoke. I mean, it's been going on for weeks now, and everyone who has come out of it has been what basically is there every single summer in terms of speculation and rumours. It's the same old people jumping on. At first, it looks like people are just jumping on the bandwagon to try and get the name in there first. I think it was Flex who actually said that last week as well. It was people trying to jump in and actually get the comment in first and get the story out first to try and claim that they were the ones who were breaking it. It's just the way the transfers work and the way the rumours work. We, as United fans, have to just put up with it. It's most of the time not true, but sometimes it comes off and sometimes these guys are right. But the people on Twitter are saying exactly the same thing. It's literally until he's holding that shirt up, we just don't care anymore because we're just fed up with it. But yeah, we talked about Maguire last week. I can't go on anymore about him, but I've said it loads of times that if United did get any more deals done, i.e. Fernandes and Maguire, them two signings coming in would be ideal, but not only ideal for us being better and moving forward in a better style of football, but that then would be 100% nailed on that. There'd be no excuse for Jones, Smalling, Young or Matic to start a game next season if United bought Maguire and Fernandes. I know I said this in the video the other week. I just want to get your opinion on this as well, because for me then the whole blame of next season and them players, if they did play, would come down on Ole Solskjaer simply because he's got his men that he wanted, and if either one of Jones, Smalling, Young or Matic came in and played a part in this team, then that would be all down on Ole, and if anything went wrong, Ole would have to take the full blame for that. Agree, Anne, or not? Is there any room for any of them four players for you right now, even with the signings that we've got? Or could this actually be the moment in the summer where we actually see some players leaving if we do sign these players?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's no room for them type of players in the squad at the moment. If you're going to bring the two players in that we're going to get, then there's no room for them players in the team. It's bench warmers, not even that. Squad players at the best. So Jones can stay away from the bench as well. But in terms of Solskjaer getting the backing, if he gets the backing and he brings these players in and the board actually back him and get Fernandes and Maguire in, then it's truly down to Solskjaer. It's down to him then, because he's got the tools. He's been given all the tools to do the job that he loves. And if he fails by playing the likes of Young, Matic, Jones, Smalling, then it's only himself to blame, because at the day he's the one that came out and said these players are getting a clean slate. But what about after the Everton game when he said these players won't be here anymore? I'm going to be successful. To be successful, you can't have players like this in your squad, let alone anywhere near the bench. In the bench warmers, you should have the players that you want in your team that aren't going to jeopardise this team success. And the kids at the moment that you've got are far better than what we've got in that team. The kids are just excelling now. I know it's only a pre-season, but the progress these kids are making is brilliant. And I don't see why them kids can't fill in over these Matic, Smalling. I don't see why they can't fill in that void.
No. It has been encouraging to see some of the younger players on pre-season tour as well, because it's what United are all about. I know we're sort of living in the past on the old days of bringing our youth players through, and that has sort of died a little bit over the last decade. Obviously, you've got Lingard clinging on to that claim that he's Manchester lad and through the youth system. We don't even need to touch on Lingard tonight, but yeah, it has been more encouraging more than ever, I think, in this pre-season for some of the lads that have come through. And I think I was a little bit worried and a bit concerned in terms of the things Ollie was saying in the press conference. I think it was Christina mentioned it in my previous video about the way Ollie was looking in the press conference. He looked a bit downbeat, he looked a bit fed up in terms of what was happening. He sort of was lashing out a little bit more in terms of the consistent, continuous questioning, all the same question about who's coming in, what's happening with Pogba, what's happening with Lukaku, who's the captain. He's answering the same questions all the time. He would have known that this sort of thing was going to happen, though. But then the way he was talking, I think everyone jumped on it a little bit. And I actually was told in the week that United had pulled out the deal for Maguire, which goes to show exactly what this rumour mill and everything is about on social media, with people saying this and that. I've been told this reputable source has said that we're out of Maguire. Then all of a sudden tonight it's getting closer. We're hearing that we're in for Pepe, we're close tonight. Fernandes is close tonight. It seems to be Sunday that everyone jumps on the bandwagon and tries to get in there as quick as possible for the morning papers and the start of the fresh week, and just to come back on it and say literally, oh, we were the ones who broke it last week. There's people on Twitter now saying I said this last week and now it's all happening. They're all just jumping on the bandwagon trying to get in there first. But when Ollie was talking, going back to that in the press conference, and everyone sort of goes off what the managers obviously say. It was the other week I got a bit worried when he said that this is actually a good squad. And it was like, oh God, no, I don't want to hear that right now. But then again, he was saying after the Inter Milan game that he's got no intention of sending Greenwood on loan, which was a big tick in my box. I was happy with that. But then he went down to talking about Axel Tuanzebe, saying he is obviously going to get his chances. He wants to see him more, and then everyone started to jump on the bandwagon. Then I was thinking, well, is he not going to go in for Maguire now? And the reporters put 2 and 2 together and come out and say we're no longer in for a centre back because we're thinking we're going to promote Axel Tuanzebe. I'm all for promoting Axel Tuanzebe, but I think he should be our number 3 defender or number 4 behind Eric Bailly, maybe, if Bailly does get his act together. And that's number 4 because I still think United do need to bring in the centre half, and that has to be a priority. And then he would definitely be ahead of Phil Jones and Chris Smalling and Marcus Rojo for me. Hopefully, if the centre half does come in, Maguire will come in, and it would be the catalyst to making United force a few of these players out. And that is massive in terms of the way this squad is going, because them sort of players leaving the club and better players coming in, he's only going to make the mood a tons better. And obviously more upbeat, you've got players of better quality, and the young lads who do get that chance to come in and maybe take their chances in the matchday squads, playing with better players and players who are actually moving in the direction in their careers and not on a decline like a few of our United players are, then it's only going to benefit the younger lads coming through as well. So I didn't take it to heart that Ollie was saying that Tuanzebe was going to be looked at and definitely a prospect for the future and could possibly feature for United this season. I do want that to happen. I do want him to get his chance, but I want that to be at the expense of the likes of Rojo, Jones and Smalling, not as a player to come into the United team and as not to buy another centre-back. But what have you thought of the likes of Axel in defence on this tour so far that you've seen? And have you been impressed with him? Can he come into this squad this season and actually make a mark? Or does he have to be loaned out like a few people are commenting in the comment section here saying they think he's one more loan season away? If he did go away, then we definitely do need to buy someone like Maguire. But does Axel fit into this match day, into our Premier League squad this season for you?
He has got a lot of potential when he's still young, and like I said, he is a lot better than what like the likes of Rojo and Jones and Smalling. So he could be, I do agree with what you said, could be number 3 filling. But as in terms of being straight into the squad now, I don't think he's ready. I do agree with a few of the viewers. I think they should send him out on loan, 1 more year on loan, then come back, and then that's his chance. Because you're going to see what he's going to be like in the Premier League. Because I know Villa want to take him back on loan, so you see what he's like playing Premier League week in, week out at Aston Villa, and then you can understand then up against top level. Because the Championship is a tough league, and he handles himself very well in the Championship. But now the next step up is the Premier League, and I do think the best way for Axel to excel is probably to go on loan back to Aston Villa for a season, see how he goes, then bring him back next year. But I'm happy for him to sit on the bench and play in the cup games in the Europa League. I'm happy for him to do that. But in terms of him fitting in straight away next to Lindelof or Bailly, I don't agree with that. I think he needs to go on loan. I think we need to sign a world-class centre half, because that's what I've been lacking. If we get Maguire in, that back line of Shaw, obviously Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof and Maguire is a very, very good, strong back line with De Gea as well. It's a good back line. It's a good start.
Yeah.
But with Axel, he's going to get thrown under the bus. If it goes wrong, and it's going to fall on Solskjaer, they're throwing him straight in there. The United fans aren't, they're not going to not be patient with him, and he's only young.
Yeah.
He needs time.
Yeah, there's a few people agreeing with you there. There's a few disagreeing with. It's sort of like a 50-50 split, to be honest, with the comments from people there. Some are literally just, if you're comparing him to Jones and Smalling, then yeah, you can see why people want to keep him in the United squad this season. But then again, I don't think, like you said, he would get ahead of Bailly, he won't get ahead of Lindelof, and he definitely wouldn't get ahead of Maguire if Maguire came in. Would you rather have the likes of Smalling there as fourth choice or Axel? Or would he not get a chance to progress by being fourth choice and not get many chances to play? And like someone just said in the comments there, he could go and get 40 games at Villa this season and get a full season of Premier League experience. And then coming in next season, when we may have a chance to get rid of the likes of Jones, Smalling or Rojo, if they don't go this summer, then he could come slot straight in, and we could go and spend next summer's budget, if we do have one, that is, on an area where we do need to improve elsewhere. Could be the case, but yeah, that is a 50-50 split. There's quite a lot of talk in the comment section here about Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well. I mean, the guy is an absolute steal for me. He has impressed immensely and slotted right in this pre-season so far. He just doesn't seem like you'll be able to get past him. And only being 21 again and having one season experience in the Premier League, is that proof again that Axel could actually just come right into United if he's given a chance? Or is it just simply because he's at United, walking out every week in front of 70,000 people, and the pressure that comes with wearing that United shirt, would it melt someone like Axel Tuanzebe so soon? And is that the reason why he needs to go out on loan and actually earn his corn somewhere else, get some experience, then come into United? I can see both sides of that argument, I really can, because he does look like an absolute cracker of a player. But one more season on loan seems to be the general consensus for him, and could actually happen in terms of who United would, the pecking order as centre-halves that United would be if Axel went out on loan. For me, and a lot of people would say the same thing, a few people have said it already, that it would be, if Maguire came in, Maguire, Lindelof, then Eric Bailly, then Chris Smalling, Jones and Rojo can go and do one, basically. That seems to be the general consensus. Let me know again, people, in the comments if you agree. And I already know that you agree with that. Want to say any different there?
No, I agree. Totally agree. They should be nowhere near the team. Then Rojo and Jones, not even fourth, fifth choice for them for me.
Yeah, no, that's put that one to bed. So if Maguire does come in, it does look like it is happening, then that pretty much sorts our back line out. The only way people like Ashley Young get in is if Ollie tries to squeeze him into left back. There's no space for him because Aaron Wan-Bissaka looks like he can run forever. He's great going forward. Not great going forward. He does need to obviously improve on that aspect of his game, but depending who plays in front of him on that right hand side going forward, then we're looking for him to build a relationship with someone there and work that out and actually get to a point where we've actually got a similar sort of, say, Beckham Neville sort of right back, right wing sort of partnership. Because someone else mentioned it there, saying in the comments that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the first right back that we've actually had at the club since Gary Neville in terms of quality right back and what United should be looking at to buy as a right back. We do actually have a full right hand side now. It's crazy. There's so many options down that right hand side when Bissaka plays. It just looks like we're a different team. Ashley Young came on. I said it to you yesterday. I seen him watching it. Ashley Young came on. As soon as he came on, he gave the ball. He didn't give the ball. He made 2 fouls, which put us massively under pressure straight away, giving away free kicks in 2 dangerous positions in the first 10 minutes of him being on the pitch. It's proof on its own. I'm 100% convinced that Bissaka will start that first game against Chelsea. Ollie knows this, surely, and he isn't that stupid to actually play Ashley Young there now, because Bazaka's proved it straight out for me this pre-season. He's slotted straight in terms of the team, and obviously fitting in down that right hand side, and just doesn't seem to be overawed by playing for United at all. Whether when the pressure situation comes on in the Premier League it might be different, but we will soon see. But for me, going off pre-season, and that's all you can go off because it's the first game of the season coming up against Chelsea, then Bazaka starts. Maguire comes in, he starts next to Lindelof, and Luke Shaw's down the left. Then we get on to the goalkeeper, which was the main topic before the Maguire story broke. How happy is everyone that David De Gea has actually, well, it pretty much looks 100% certain now. We heard the rumours last week. It's been confirmed again. It's got more and more volume to it this week, and now we're hearing that a 6-year deal, pretty much signed, sealed and delivered, David De Gea will be United's number one going into another, well, half a decade. He will end his career at Manchester United. He will get testimonial status. He's already he actually is now that Valencia has left, the longest serving United player at the club at the moment, alongside Young and Smalling. I think actually Smalling just pipped him actually. I might be wrong on that one. Smalling, I think, came in the January just before the likes of Young, Jones and De Gea, but absolutely brilliant signing for me. A no-brainer. It just basically puts that all to bed. If we can obviously get Maguire in, that pretty much sorts out our back line for the start of the season. Let me know what you guys obviously think in the comments as well. Are you happy that the De Gea has signed his contract, or was you thinking that he would have been one we could make money off and move on? I'm totally over the moon with it. It's a deal that needed to be done. I think De Gea should have the captain. I think he should have the captain's armband. People have argued with me saying it should be an outfield player. I just think this day and age, the old school captain is dead. That doesn't exist anymore, and the captain leads by example. And there's only one player at United in United's squad at the moment who deserves his big contract and has been consistently brilliant season after season. Yeah, he had a blip. I pulled him on the blip last season. You did, Ant, as well, when his head was gone. But if he can get nailed down, knows where his future lies, then that is the best goalkeeper in the world, and we've got him at our club for the rest of his career. Can't disagree really with that. You may. Ant, where are you at on De Gea? Are you the same as me? Is he definitely a positive in terms of signing that deal?
Oh yeah, definitely a positive. I was, like you said there, we did criticise him last season, but that's because his head was up his arse for the last few games towards the season. Didn't know if it was coming or going. What he needed to do then was to take a break, which he has done. Obviously, he had a break over the summer. He's thought about it, and now he's committed to United for the future. Like you said, testimonial level. He's going to be United to the end of his career now. It's a massive, massive boost for the dressing room as well. He's just him on his own. He's still one of the best, if not the best keeper in the world. Obviously, had his blips like every keeper does, but to sign a 6-year deal like they're all reporting, it's a positive on going forward for United that we're not being able to let these players leave on frees, because if he left on a free next year, they'd be uproar with the fans. So for me, I'm over the moon that he signed that contract. He's the only one, like you said, in that dressing room that deserves that money. And hopefully now we've got De Gea now, the best keeper in the world, for more years to come now, which is positive, and you can build. Like you said, you get Maguire as well, and that back five is solid in my eyes.
Yeah, it's
positive.
It's definitely moving in the right direction, because obviously with the rumours that De Gea wasn't going to sign, it was looking like we would have to go and buy another goalkeeper as well as everything else that we needed. It just seemed to be that players wanted to leave, and people are thinking we needed 4 or 5 players before anyone left this summer, and then key players were rumoured to be leaving. It was Pogba, and it was De Gea, we was unsure about Lukaku. It does look like Lukaku is still going to go, even though United have rejected another bid apparently, which is crazy. We just need to get the guy out of the door. He doesn't want to be there anymore. But De Gea was one who was on a bit of a worry list in terms of what we was going to have to prioritise, especially if De Gea didn't sign that contract, because I couldn't see the club letting him go on a free next season, because United are all about making money, and it would have took over our pre-season plans this season, trying to get a new goalkeeper as well, and we all know how fast Ed Woodward works with transfers, and we would have been still the same as we was last season, because De Gea would have needed replacing, and then it would have taken the focus off the key areas that we all know need sorting out already at the club. And now that he has signed and put that to bed a few weeks before the season started, which is brilliant news, we can get that settled. It looks like we've got our right back for the future now. We've got our goalkeeper for the future. If Luke Shaw can come back to some sort of form that he was before he broke his leg, that would be great. Lindelof again, he's another shout for the captain. Like you said, Maguire comes in there, and we're talking a different team from the back. Moving forward into midfield, and obviously this is a bit of an issue with everyone, because obviously Pogba is staying now, unless something drastic happens in the next couple of weeks. I don't think United would let it happen now. He did look happy on the pitch playing. I think he just loves playing football anyway, so he would never be unhappy on the pitch. The issue with Pogba has been off it, in terms of he thinks he should be more appreciated by the United fans. He's got a lot of stick. He's obviously taken the flack because he is the name. He is the big name. He is the highest transfer in United's history, and everyone has lashed out at him. But he looks worlds apart from anyone else in that first half on Saturday against Inter Milan. He was miles ahead of everyone else in terms of quality, and some of the stunts he was pulling off were out of this world. And he's in there in our midfield as the main man. Obviously, McTominay has signed his deal. Then we move on to the issues, which are the likes of Matic. Matic. That guy stood out like a sore thumb for me in the pre-season game against Inter Milan and the game before it against Leeds. He just literally, you can see even when Pereira came on the pitch how quicker he was going forward. He just needs too many touches on the ball, and he just slows us down completely. The rumour is tonight that we are even closer to Fernandes signing for United. I don't think we're that lucky to have Fernandes and Harry Maguire signing exactly at the same time. Would United be able to pull off a double like that? That would be the ultimate and take everyone by surprise. But Fernandes coming into that team, basically alongside Pogba, and I would probably play McTominay there as the more defensive sided player, because he's strong, he's proved it before, he's handled some good players, he's played in big games, i.e. Paris Saint-Germain away, and he's proved that he can do a job. If there's a better improvement for him in time, then yeah, may well be, but I think he's actually better than Matic. He should come in for Matic, and then we should look to bring in Fernandes as an extra attacking option, because goals from midfield, barring Pogba, were non-existent last season, and Fernandes brings goals and assists to us, and that midfield three I think would be decent enough to easily get us into the top four. Fernandes, for you, Anne, would he be the answer, and would he bring us into that top four basically?
Oh yeah, if we signed Bruno Fernandes, he'd be obviously the sign of the summer in terms of the Premier League, because he is a proven goal scorer and he can create chances. But in the same person, if we sign Bruno Fernandes, I still think we're short in that holding role as well. Although Bruno Fernandes can play that role, and it helps Pogba out, I still think we're lacking in that holding role as well. And McTominay is great. He's still young. He's got years ahead of him, and he will come into it. And he's been proven big games. But we still need a holding midfielder as well. But if we're just going to get Bruno Fernandes, then for me, definitely make the top four. That's minimum top four with that sign of Bruno Fernandes. He's going to help Pogba out with the goals, obviously, because Pogba took the brunt of them last year with the goal. He can score goals. He can create goals, and that's what I mean. Pogba's unplayable when he wants to play, Pogba. When you've got someone at the side in the quality of Bruno Fernandes, then you're going to score goals, you're going to create goals, and that's what we lack. All the pressure's always on Pogba, it always has been, and now we signed Bruno Fernandes up, where that person in Fernandes can obviously release Pogba, give him more freedom, help him out, take the flack off him.
Yeah, a few people agree with you in the comments there. Prem Prodigy super chat, thanks mate. Is Matic needs binning, Thomas Partey is what we need. Yeah, I do think that is an area that we do need to. I agree. I don't think McTominay is long term. I think McTominay is, for me, the new Darren Fletcher, the new Phil Neville, the man you want in your squad just to come in and fill in and do some roles here and there. I'm not discrediting him at all by saying that. He is a very good player, but right now for us, he isn't the complete answer. But the guy's commitment and work ethic is unquestionable, and he would do anything for the club. You can see it in him. He would run through a brick wall for United. He loves the club, and I wouldn't want him to ever leave. But for me, like Prem Prodigy said there, someone like Thomas Partey, I just don't see United being able to get this many deals done in one window. It's Philip Burtonwood said it there. It doesn't get fixed overnight. And no, we didn't expect everything to be done in one summer. But if we got the likes of Fernandes deal done and Maguire deal, no one would be discouraged with the 4 signings that we've made. Maybe a couple could leave, but then looking towards the next window, maybe someone like Thomas Partey, a player like that, coming in and filling in that defensive midfield role, because it is and always has been a bit of an issue for United, because we've played so many players in that position this season. You look at all the teams at the top there who are actually up there doing stuff. They've all got one player who's actually nailed down to a position, and you know each one of the top clubs in the top 4, the positions in them teams, you know the players that are going to play. United, top 6 players, if he was playing a 4-3-3, I don't think anyone would have known last season who United's mainstay players were in any of the positions, and barring the back 5, and that was literally because we were absolutely garbage, and you know who was going to play. Going forward, United didn't have one set player for any position. You could argue Pogba, yes, but we had no idea who our front 3 were going to be. We had no idea who was going to play alongside Pogba in midfield. Whereas you look at the other teams in the top 4, you knew exactly who was going to be playing. You knew exactly what player was playing in what position before the team was even announced. United didn't have a first team. We just didn't have a first team, and we didn't know who was going to play. It was a lottery who was going to play there, because Ollie didn't know who his best strike force was. We had the issues with Lukaku, we had the issues with Sanchez, Rashford, Lingard, Martial. We were all firing blanks. It was just, we had no idea what was going to be going on when the team sheet came out. If you brought the likes of Fernandes into that team, you would know straight away that Fernandes would be playing alongside Pogba. Then you're going forward, Lukaku won't be in the team next season. So then you're looking at Sanchez as the reserve player, basically, the bench player, because there's no reason why that guy should start a game for United. He hasn't done or proved anything. For me, my front 3 right now, and this goes back to bringing the kids through again, and I might get pulled in because some people are saying that he might not be ready also, but for me, Greenwood should start against Chelsea. He's been better than any of the first team players, barring maybe Pogba so far. On this pre-season tour, he's stood up and been counted and not looked out of place at all. It is a long shot, the kid is 17, but if you're good enough, then you're old enough, basically. It's the old saying. And he plays both left foot, right foot. He's got speed, he's got a turn of pace, he's skillful, and he always seems to be in the right position. His positional play is excellent. My front 3 next season would be Martial, Rashford and Greenwood to start. And you've got James to come in, who's played well as well this pre-season. There's no room for Sanchez in that team. I wouldn't put you got an argument then who comes in after James, Mata, Lingard, Sanchez. They're your obvious other 3 who could play in that front 3 if we played a 4-3-3 even. But in terms of buying the right players and knowing who you want to actually start, if you solidify that midfield with someone like Fernandes, then you can work on the front line, because then you can work on things in training, knowing who is going to play where. And it's a no-brainer for me. If Fernandes does come in, hopefully he does, then it's only going to benefit the front 3. Who would your front 3 be if you went, say, 4-3-3, and everyone else comment, obviously, in the comments as well. If you was going to play a forward line, right now what we've got, because we're not going to bring in any more forwards, I don't think. I don't believe the Pepe rumours. I just think that's been thrown in this week again as a Sunday rumour. But right now, with everyone that we've got, who would be your front 3 to start? There's a few people already commenting now, but Ant, you might as well start with yours. Who would you be? Who would you have up front next season for the Chelsea game?
Totally agree with you, Ed. it would be Rashford, Martial and Greenwood. Only for the sheer point that Lingard can't play that right wing. We need someone on that right wing that's got pace and that can go at a defender, and that's what Greenwood comes in. Definitely agree with you, Ed.
Yeah.
Greenwood, Martial and Rashford. I don't think James can play on that right wing week in, week out.
Yeah.
And only time will tell with Greenwood, but you've just got to throw him in and give him the chance. It's better than what we've got. It's better than Mata, because Mata's too slow. And Lingard, obviously Lingard's inconsistent. We all know about Lingard, so it has to be Greenwood. You have to give the kid a chance. If he's good enough, like you said, play him. He's only young, but so was Rashford.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? Paul agrees with me. Play Greenwood against Chelsea. A few others have come in with them. Greenwood, Rashford, Martial. Shinji Kagawa says Paul Robinson, Rashford, Martial, James. It's a good shout. James, Rashford, Greenwood, says Jacob Christiansen. Prem Prodigy says Martial, Rashford, Greenwood. Again, another one. And it's pretty much between James and Greenwood. Everyone else puts Martial and Rashford in there as well. So Greenwood or James, I wouldn't be too concerned if either of them were interchanging down that right hand side. The reason I like Greenwood down the right hand side, and yeah, he will get better with time, but he looks good now, is that, like I said, he plays left foot, right foot. He can cut in, he can go to the line. He's an option both ways, and he's perfect for that right hand side. I mean, there's going to come a point when one player comes through that youth system and says, or makes a point and just puts himself out there and says, look, drop me or don't play me if you can, because he has proved that he is as good as anyone on this pre-season tour so far. And if you're going off the pre-season tour, which you should do for your starting lineup on the first game of the season, then he slots right in. And it's like you said, him, James, could be any one of them two. Lingard or Mata, no, not for me. Sanchez should sit his ass on the bench or not in the team at all. And we go from there for me. Let's quickly on to a few of the comments. Okay, on Christina says, Adam, what's your view on Martial? When did we last see him playing really well, and will he get 15-20 goals this season? He needs to get 15 to 20 goals this season for me, definitely, because him and Rashford both are on exactly the same level right now. They've both got the new contracts. They're both happy with their contract, the ones that they wanted. There's no excuse for them now at all. They can't be sulking. They can't be giving any excuse for not performing now. Obviously, if they don't get game time, and obviously they've got an argument, but literally, if they are playing in that team that we just said there, then I would expect 40 goals between Rashford and Martial next season. And that's just in the Premier League. I'm not counting the Europa League. I'm not counting any of the cup competitions. I expect Rashford on that contract, and I expect Martial the same. Depending on the positions they play, obviously, who is going to be number 9. Are we going to play 9? Are we playing 2 up? Are we playing 3 up? It all depends. But if they're playing in the position that they want to, then I do expect goals from them. I expect 40 between them two on their own next season. And it all comes down to their attitude and how they want to move forward with United. They've committed to the club now with the contracts, so like I said, there's no excuse. There's no excuse at all. If Solskjaer plays them and he plays them ahead, and he said he was going to play them ahead, it looks like Rashford and Martial are both going to be playing a lot of games this season, because Lukaku's leaving, he ain't getting a contract. Sanchez definitely won't get a new contract. Lingard, no, isn't going to fit in there. James can come in, Greenwood can come in. And then you're looking at a different ballgame going forward for United. It's exciting. It really is. It all depends on, can they grasp this opportunity now, because Ollie's putting his trust in them as our number ones going forward. Then they have to prove it and they have to produce the goods. It's down to them now. They've got everything they want laid out on a plate for them now, and there's no excuse for them anymore. A couple more comments. Let's just have a quick look. We need to be careful with Greenwood. Too much too soon could damage his development. He's only 17. Needs to be managed correctly. Need to sell Lukaku and buy proven goal scorer. That was from Anthony. I wouldn't replace Lukaku at all. I don't think we need to replace Lukaku right now. Maybe next year. I do think we've got enough going forward this year. But yeah, I think Ollie has mentioned what he did say there, and saying we do need to be careful. He needs to be nurtured. Greenwood, maybe the Giggs sort of routine when he came through onto the scene the first time could burn him out. It could throw him straight into the fire and it all go completely wrong. We don't know. It doesn't look like he would right now. It is only pre-season, or like he said, and it is like he said, we do have to be careful with him. He could crash and burn easily, but it's looking promising for the lad anyway, and he's definitely not going anywhere. All he's said that, so he is in his plans, and I do think we'll see a lot more of Greenwood this season. Going on to the next point, which pretty much was touched on there, and we've touched on it a little bit earlier on as well, is going forward there in our forward line. Lukaku has hinted again that a deal is close. There has been a few more rumours today that even after United rejected the last bid, which I thought, and you thought as well, Ant, that Lukaku should have been gone on that bid. Anything over 60 million is a bonus for me for Lukaku. United clinging on to what I can only think is his international goal scoring records as anything to get over 70 million for him, because for United he's not proved anywhere near that sort of value. His international record stands up, it really does. He's a different player for Belgium, and would any manager be able to get any more out of him at United? We're not going to see that, because Ollie's already decided. And if Ollie's decided he isn't playing games, I understand it from Lukaku's point of view as well. He's got the Euro Championships coming up this summer. Martinez has said he needs to be playing. Ollie Solskjaer has said he's not going to be playing, he's not his number one. Lukaku has to go. United have to make this happen for the player. Obviously Lukaku's doing everything he can to make it happen by what he's saying, but Lukaku out the door has to happen, and he's literally nailed it to the mass. He's said what he wants. He said he doesn't want to be at United anymore, pretty much. Is there any way that Lukaku would fit into Ollie's team if it all went south? I can't see it going south, to be honest. I think he will be out the door. He's been pointless in being on pre-season. He's not played 1 minute. He's hardly trained. Doesn't look like he wants to be there. And is there any way back for Lukaku if it did go south?
There's not. If you want to play at that level, the high level press like Solskjaer wants to play, you can't have a striker like Lukaku playing, because he won't do that. He's not got the work rate to do it. He's not got the attitude to do it. He thinks too much of himself. For me, he needs to go. We need to accept the next bid that Inter bring in and get rid of him. Because if the deal falls through, he's going to bring a bad attitude in that dressing room, because he's not going to want to be there. You're going to have a player in the dressing room that's not going to want to play for Manchester United. Who said he's going to play? He might not even play. Solskjaer's already said Rashford's his number one striker. And Lukaku's kind of seen his ass with that a bit, because he thinks highly of himself because of his goal-scoring record that everyone says. But in terms of the way Solskjaer wants to play, the high-level press, he does not suit that format. He does not suit it at all. He just all he is a box striker, with the ball in and a poacher. Nothing else, Lukaku. That's all he's known for. Nothing brilliant. And we obviously need to make the point of getting him out the door, because we can't be led to just think that he's going to be sat on the bench bringing bad vibes to this team, because Pogba's took it on the chin, got on with it and been professional about it, which you got to take your hats off to him. But then when you see Lukaku, the video on Sky Sports where he's on the bike, that just says it all. And then when they're all stretching and he's walking over to everyone and they're all stretching, he's the last one on the training pitch. He's just showing his true colours. He doesn't want to be there. So we need to get this deal done and get him gone.
Yeah, I mean, Conte loves him. And
yeah.
I think the Italian league is perfect for Lukaku. I think he'd fit right in there. It's slower, the build-up's slower, and I just don't think there's as much pressure in the Italian league. Obviously, if you're playing for the likes of Juventus, who run away with it every season, with the quality of players that they've got, then expectations are a lot higher. But if you go into Inter Milan, then we've seen it with the quality of their team, which wasn't good. We all getting excited. Obviously, someone else has mentioned it here. Inter Milan. It was Ricky Singh says that Inter Milan were miles behind in terms of training and preparations. Their season doesn't start the same as us, so United were expected to beat Inter Milan. But even that aside, the quality of their team was poor, and Lukaku's happy moving there. Then that says it all for me. He's not up for the pressure that comes with wearing that United shirt, and the Italian league is for Lukaku. It's as simple as that, because going forward, I said it, the way United are looking like we're trying to play this summer, Lukaku cannot do that. He can't press. He hasn't got the engine to press like the rest of the team. It's basically, it comes down to the fact that Ollie knows the way he wants to play. Lukaku doesn't fit it. He's even talked more highly about Sanchez than he has Lukaku. Lukaku has got a great goal scoring record. He fits the way Belgium play. We don't play the way Belgium play. We haven't got the quality of a De Bruyne or a Hazard in midfield. We haven't got them sort of players behind Lukaku. So it goes without saying, Lukaku needs to be at a team that's going to play the way for him. It needs to be built around him. I mean, me and you know in workout when we have Everton fans coming in speaking to us, and they were laughing when we bought Lukaku, and I was like, I can't understand that. I don't understand why the Everton fans are actually happy that he's going, and we paid him. We took their leading goal scorer and one of the Premier League's best goal scoring record for games to goal ratio in Lukaku away. I'm thinking we've got a good player here. He's going to bring something different to us, but you can actually see it. And I've watched Lukaku there now every week, and you don't always see everything on TV, especially not with the players' attitude and how they react to certain things, because off the ball, Lukaku is horrendous. His body language is horrible. He just points the finger, shouts at people, blames other people, and it's never his fault. He actually thinks he is a world-class player in his own head, and that's what I do not like about Lukaku. I really don't like his attitude on that. His goal-scoring record stands out, yeah, but I said this before, I've had countless Twitter debates with people saying Lukaku's only behind Harry Kane and Aguero in terms of goals scored in the Premier League. Lukaku goes on little runs of 3 or 4 games where he'll bag 6-7 goals maybe, and then disappears for 2 or 3 months. That isn't good enough for United. These people were saying when he bagged goals against Crystal Palace, Southampton and Paris Saint-Germain, that was good. That's what we needed from Lukaku. But we needed that in the last 2 months of the season as well, and he went disappearing with the rest of them. I'm only saying the rest of him because Lukaku speaks like he is this world-beating centre-forward. The others don't. The others didn't come out and say anything. But Lukaku has such a high opinion of himself. It's probably why I don't like him. Because if you put Lukaku next to Pogba, Lukaku thinks he is as good as Pogba. Literally, he does. He thinks he is on the same. He is on the same page as Pogba. He's in a different world to Pogba. Yet, if Lukaku is in the box and he gets a chance, if I wanted it to fall to Rashford, Martial or Lukaku in the box for a snap chance or someone inside the box, Lukaku probably comes up trumps there. But it's what the team is doing. It's the way Ollie wants to play and the way he wants to move forward. Are the board going to back Ollie by maybe even taking a little bit of a loss on Lukaku and say, look, we don't need this guy in this team. We have other players that can play the way I want to play better than Lukaku, and maybe later on next summer we can go and buy an even better striker, because obviously our interests are elsewhere. They're at centre back and centre mid, which I think is more of a priority than a centre forward right now for United. I do think Martial and Rashford can carry the load. Sanchez, if he does come in and chip in with the odd goal here and there, we've got the likes of Greenwood, James coming forward. I know James hasn't scored a goal yet, but he does look like he has got it in his locker and he can unlock defences and gives us a better option, I think, in the way Ollie wants to move forward and wants to play. A few people on the comments have pretty much agreed. Let's see, Lukaku is a limited footballer, Shinji Kagawa. Yes, he pretty much exactly what I said. Obviously, people have jumped on the news about Zidane coming out about Gareth Bale as well. You know what? You could actually see that happening with United and Ed Woodward and Bale coming in somewhere. The only fear that we have got now is if Bale, and something is going to happen with Bale soon, the noises that are coming out of Real Madrid and the way Zidane has spoke, and now Bale's agent has also come out, something is about to happen with Bale. Very interestingly, I think he is on his way out. Where would Bale go apart from United? Who would actually put Bale in their team? Who could afford Gareth Bale? There's only really United, and it's a bit of a worry, a concern with these noises that are coming out at the moment. I just hope there isn't a Pogba sort of last minute swap issue going in there. That would be an absolute disaster for United going forward now. I mean, People say, yeah, we've needed a right-hand-sided player. Bale isn't our right-hand-sided player. He's not. He's really not. The Galacticos don't work for United. They really don't. But what can we say? It could happen. Anything can happen in these last 2 weeks. It's all frenetic. I said it myself before that United just look a bit desperate now in what they're doing. They should have had everything done and dusted already. 2 weeks near enough now till the start of the season, and the players aren't signed and sealed. We're getting excited about rumours at the moment, and that is it. It's just rumours. What could you see happening right now? What is your prediction in these last 2 weeks now? What do you think is going to happen right now? Let everyone else let me know exactly what you think as well now in the comments. What are you expecting now, realistically, in this last 2 weeks of the window? Fire away, Ant. What do you reckon?
Well, last 2 weeks of the window, it's going on for the last few weeks that we've been clinging on to hope. Centre half and a midfielder at the least. That's what we're going to get. But do you know what? I've just got a bad gut. I've got a bad feeling. And my gut's telling me that we're just going to get a centre half and that's it. I just got a feeling that the one player is going to come in, even though we need two, maybe three. Like I said, I would take the option for Bale came up. I would take him on loan. Maybe just to get him off the books for Real Madrid for a year or so, take him on loan, try him out on loan with Fernandes and obviously Harry Maguire. That would be great. It would be a great window for United. But I've just got a bad feeling that all the noise that are coming around and people jumping on, oh, I said this first and I said that first, I reckon they're just clinging on. I think it's just Maguire. I'd love Bruno Fernandes to come in, but I've just got a bad feeling it's just going to be the one signing, which is probably Harry Maguire, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
Because very slow to do business, and to get 2 deals done, as well as Lukaku, that's 3 deals, and maybe a couple more players going out the window, which I can't see. Maybe Darmian, maybe Rojo, that's 5 deals. That's not happening in 2 weeks. One deal, one in, one out. That's what'll happen. That's my prediction.
Yeah. Oh, there's quite a few good ones going in the comments here. I think we won't sign anyone. Nothing. Just double check that name. I know who that is actually. He's in the negative sort of bracket in terms of Lille United. I think nothing will happen. He has been saying that though, to be fair to the guy, for a few weeks now. He has come on a lot, so I'll give him a shout out there. He has said it. Christina says, praying to close out on Harry and Bruno. But let me see what else is coming out there. Harry, Bruno and another midfielder, Mark. Sports Reporter says that. 2 more. Bruno and Harry. Pepe no. Pretty much everyone's saying the same thing. Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes. Absolute madness. Don't know how much massive global brand can run this way. Yeah, Darren, I know what you're saying there, mate. Darren Pasco saying how crazy we are in the way we work. As such a global brand, it's a bit of a joke. Yeah, mate. It's a complete and utter joke the way United do business in the transfer window. It's embarrassing for us as fans when you see the other clubs doing what they do and the way they work. It's just embarrassing. We can't call it. Ollie says we are Man United. Start acting like Man United. You can't keep saying that and then this happen all the time. Paul Robinson says, I would be happy with Bruno and Harry and Longstaff. We haven't mentioned Longstaff tonight. That's gone a bit quiet since old Chubby Chops Steve Bruce took the job at Newcastle. But yeah, will he convince him to stay? Longstaff's actually come out and said he's actually honoured by the comments from United. United are never going to buy Longstaff for 50 million. I'll say that now. If they do, then they're crazy. They really are. No goal for Bale. Paul Clayton. Agree, mate. Bruno and Longstaff for Blob. Love that name. Let's see what else have we got here. Maguire, Bruno and another midfielder. Sports Reporter. Would be lovely. James Rodriguez, Paul Robinson. No, I don't think so. But someone just mentioned there that Bayern Munich are interested in Gareth Bale. Could it be there? Could it be that? Is what's happening with Gareth Bale. It's going to be a bit of a crazy 2 weeks, to say the least. Yeah. I think, because it's all rumours. People are jumping on. I'm pretty certain people are just jumping on this story about Maguire signing. It could be true. It looks like it has got a lot of legs in it. I've committed to it and said I think Maguire will sign. I'm not convinced about Fernandes. I'm really not, no matter what people said. This has dragged on too much now, and we haven't had anything concrete on Fernandes for weeks now. Why would this deal not have been done already? It was there to be done. It's laughable. It's like the comment came up there. It's laughable how United actually do business and how they drag it on like this for such a massive global brand to do business this way. It's embarrassing. It really is. I can't say any other word for it. Philip Burtonwood, too much talk and nothing being done. Agree. It is all speculation again. And what is going to happen, we don't know. It's pot luck basically. We're all guessing, but the only thing we have is hope, and hopefully we do get these players done, because it's going to be a long season if we don't, because we're going to see the same old faces starting on that United team sheet against Chelsea come come August 11th, and it's going to be a sorry state of affairs. I do think we still will beat Chelsea, but it's sad to see. But we have got encouraging rumours, and I won't say anything else until the deadline's shut and we know exactly who's in our squad next season. But it's looking like Maguire will get done, and that could well be it. But you never know. Crazier things have happened in the transfer window. Quickly now, I just want to finish up the video by saying, obviously I started at the start of the video saying this is the last live video of the summer. The next time I will be live in any sort of form will be around the Chelsea game, because I go away on Thursday. I go on holiday to LA on Thursday for 2 weeks. I will still be putting videos out there. I may even go live from LA. I don't know. I might surprise you all. But I just wanted to thank everyone for coming on the comments, and obviously tuning into the live stream videos, and obviously bringing out these live stream videos for the first time this summer. I am going to carry them on into the season as well, which should be interesting, and I am looking to get more and more people on still and actually get everyone else's views on it. It's what this channel is all about. I try and interact with as many people in the comments. As you all know, I do reply to everyone that I can do. I have missed out certain ones, but I do always try and come back, as you know, and interact with everyone, all the subscribers. And I just wanted to say thank you for everyone coming on, and through the whole summer coming on, commenting on all the videos. It has been a long slog this summer. I will be back this week before I go with another video. Whether that will be live or not, then I don't know. I obviously will be doing all my stuff in the season with United Stand also, which I'm looking forward to again. Paul will be back again through the season every single week, hopefully. He just had an emergency today that he had to get to, which cannot be helped. Family obviously comes first, as always. That's most important. And we move on to midweek. If the rumours are right, I will be talking to you soon about Harry Maguire signing and holding up a United shirt. Lo and behold, maybe. I will believe it when I see it. But yeah, just want to say thanks, Ant, for coming on again. Obviously, we will be back with more live shows, and Ant will be at some of the games with me next season as well, which should be interesting. Hopefully getting more content and more people on as the games are happening as well next season, which should be fun. I can't wait for the season to start, just to actually bring some other content and actually talk about some real football. But I'll be back in the week before I do go away with another video, just to keep everyone posted on what I'm planning on, what is actually going on. I will be still bringing out videos, like I said, while I'm on holiday in finer climates than this, a bit better weather as well. But and thanks for coming on, obviously on the last one of the summer. Thanks to everyone on the comments, and I will see you all on Tuesday, Wednesday, sometime this week when Harry Maguire signs. I'm confident it's going to happen. And what's your Twitter feed there? I've got you on the screen below there. But just give everyone a quick shout out on your Twitter name, Twitter feed, so everyone can contact you and obviously get in touch with you.
It's and 88 it should be there. And 88 on the Twitter feed at the bottom there. You see it on the bottom right of the feed. any feedback to any fans. I'll answer any of the questions, anything that anyone's fancying transfer windows, and if to do Manchester United related, I'll answer you back straight away. Not a problem. Always on the show with you as well, Ad. So see you all soon.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Lil United, don't go Adam. I'm not going anywhere, mate. I'm committed to the cause, believe me. Next time you see me, oh no, you'll see me before I go away, but I'll have a little bit of a better tan. I'll have Mickey Mouse sat next to me, live streaming from Disneyland, all this and all that. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for everyone tuning in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and don't forget to tune in and watch Mark on the United Stand as well. I'm sure he's got a video coming up straight after mine. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks for coming on, and I'll catch you guys middle of the week. Heads up, chins up, Reds. Let's move on. Hopefully we have a good week and we get some better news this week and it actually does happen and we can actually sit here and talk about it again. See you soon, guys.